I really enjoyed, I think if I had to pick one single moment, it wasn't even with the whole marching band, but it was I guess it was my second year, our drumline solo, where we got to perform it at JPJ, our women's basketball game. It was probably one of the cleanest we've ever played, the whole thing. I mean, we hadn't played for a couple weeks at least, maybe a month. And then we had to sit down and learn how to do it. We had people coming down from the aisles.
We came down into the aisles, yep. And at the very end, the lights just went off. And it was like, okay, you gotta try to find your way off.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
I also got to play with Keith Urban.
That was cool.
That was very exciting.
Keith Urban came off the stage and slapped my drum real hard.
Yes. We were about 2 beats ahead by the time the entire thing finished. Maybe 16 measures worth.
And by ahead, they had the track playing over us, so we didn't have to play. We could have sat there like air drummed, and it would have been wouldn't have made any difference.
But that was pretty exciting. There was one time in the tunnels we'd play 20 questions or whatever, and we'd pull different people from the band, and I got to meet a lot of band people just by doing that. And one time the quad line was taking pictures.
Oh my god!
And we tended to take some obnoxious pictures, fun pictures, and look, everyone touch everyone else's butt and take a picture. And I mean, there's one picture where we're all just kind of hanging out, and I'll get comments on the picture. There was one like a month ago I got a comment on. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. So usually someone had a camera, one of the quad line would call out a pose to do, and so everyone would pose, and they'd take a picture. So you didn't have any time to think about it. It was just like, do it. And so we're staying in the tunnels doing it before a pregame, and Ben Cooper called something, I don't even remember what it was, and everyone posed, and someone was like going like this, and it was not me, it was one of the guys. And so they're taking a picture, all of a sudden someone walks up and like, excuse me, I gotta go through there because you're standing in front of the door. It was the barbers, and I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing here?
It's
like, oh yeah, sure, let me just get up and let you go through there.
We gotta clarify this. We're not talking about the drum line. We're talking about the quads.
Look, we had like an hour. What were we gonna do? Just sit there and stare at the wall?
Yeah, the quad line was probably the most special.
I got something that you didn't get, and that was the FSU game in 2005. When we came in there, and oh my gosh, the very last big play of the game, it was like we're actually going to win this game. But FSU had the ball, and everyone was freaking out. And then right in front of us, we intercepted it. It was right in front of us, and the place went crazy, obviously. And the fact that it was like right there next to where we were was huge. I think we played the Hey song for like 20 minutes straight. I mean, it was just over and over and over. And then, everyone rushed the field. And for one instant, it was kind of like, oh man, I wish I could be out there rushing the field. And then Alan turned and said, okay, this is the beat we're going to do. It's going to go along with the tomahawk chop. Everyone's going to start doing it as soon as we start doing this beat. So we improvised a new stand beat that everyone quickly picked up on, and pretty soon everyone on the field was doing the tomahawk chop towards the FSU fans. That was definitely very exciting. Probably one of the coolest things to be a part of the band, to be leading kind of that rally at the end of the game. That was a lot of fun. After the FSU game, we used to take the university buses back to U-Haul, and everyone just still on cloud nine. We packed up our drums in the truck, and we're all sitting in the buses. And we finally all cram in. We go and we sit down. We're like getting ready to sit and chat. And we're just like, and I look over at one of the bass drummers. He's holding a football. So what's that? It's the game ball. Where did you get that? It's the field. I said, well, what happened? Apparently, when we intercepted the ball, the player just turned and chucked the ball up in the stands. I don't know how I didn't see it. The bass drums were one row behind me. The bass drummer just catches it, gets the cape, throws it underneath his cape, finishes playing, puts the drum away. He's like, I got a game ball.
The best football game I was ever part of was the Maryland UVA game at Maryland, with Chris Long sack and safety, and Mikael Simpson diving and getting that first down right in front of us. And I think people don't always, or people try to say, oh, the band makes such a big impact in games. You don't really know. But I remember the Maryland game when we traveled to Maryland.
Yeah.
We had a very short and very wide configuration in the stands. And after the game that we won, one of the greatest football game I got to witness as a band member. But when we're like walking back to the bus, and people are talking about how the Maryland radio station is going on and on about how the band needed to have the microphones turned off, the UVA marching, they just blew the stadium off. And
they said all we can hear is the UVA marching band playing. Why are they letting them play so loud? This is not a home game for them.
Yeah, so that was cool knowing that we weren't on the field, we didn't do anything, but we could have we probably had a good impact on the game by just being
Made
there.
it definitely more UVA oriented than it would have been otherwise. That was really cool.
That was the coolest football memory I dealt with because I was.
Although I just liked going to Maryland for games.
Man. Oh yeah.
Whereas we go to UNC, oh man, every person thanks. Thank you, you guys sounded great. Thank you guys so much for coming. It was very pleasant having you here. Thanks.
Like 3 worst places to go: Maryland, NC State, Virginia Tech.
Yeah, not necessarily in that order.
I think in that order.
Yeah.
I think
I
Maryland
didn't
was
think
the
NC State
worst.
was that bad.
NC State, I despise going there, and then I throw Virginia Tech there. That's my order. Duke was funny. They had challenges to ACT.
Oh yeah, they're like, you know what? How about after the game we sit down and take the SAT, and then see who wins that one.
That was before they beat us 3 times in a row.
I think my 5th year, I went to Outback Steakhouse 4 times. Or I had Outback Steakhouse 4 times. One night was like a leadership night. We went to Outback Steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Another night, the whole band, I think, went to Outback. Another night, it was catered to the park. And then a 4th night, we were supposed to do something.
You guys sent us somewhere else.
But it got rained down, so I remember sitting with the other graduate assistants saying, okay, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to send the group to Outback Steakhouse. I said, I think this drum line should go to Outback Steakhouse.
And we did. It was great.
So that was a lot of fun.
My favorite, the band game was one, hands down, best time was our drumline skit my 2nd year. When we did the Steve Irwin impersonation with
Yes.
David Rodebaugh was a genius.
It was.
And
You were a trumpet player, weren't you?
I was a trumpet player with 5
Popped collars.
Pop collars.
Yeah.
It's a little tough. All swag.
There was also-
and we won that, no matter what Dave Knight said. The drumline won that competition. We swear to this day that we got rigged.
There was a little
Something got rigged.
contention in there.
Yeah.
But then also,
No,
I don't know what year it was, but Ryan Bird sang.
same year. It was
It was the same year?
Yeah, it was a good year that we should have. That
Sang
we won.
a Tenacious D song that shall remain unnamed, but with different lyrics for the band. Made references to our B flat playing.
That's right, because we get in a big.
We get those big arcs, and we're
spread
practicing
end zone to end zone.
end zone to end zone, and we play a song, but you can only use B flat. That's it. No matter what, you're gonna play the rhythm, but you're gonna play it in B
I
flat.
remember the beef. Oh my God. I remember the everybody cracked up. That was a winner.
That was fun band camp.
That was a good one.
We also had Coach Grow.
Coach Crow, Mount Everest.
Oh, Mount Everest. Mount Everest, also known as USC, and Mark Sanchez, and it was indeed Mount Everest, except a little higher than that.
Not able to surmount on Everest, that's for sure. I thought it was also fun with the drumline because we just got, we were treated differently because we were the drumline, so it was the midday, right after lunch, get on the bus, everybody stayed and did sectional practice.
Oh, yeah.
The drumline was on Carswell Field.
No, well, that was the promise at the beginning. You're not going to be outside in a hot afternoon.
Yeah.
We know we're going to keep you inside. We don't want you guys, if you're outside, it's going to be in the shade around the back of the hotel. It's like, oh, okay, that's good. That afternoon. Drumline, you guys are out on the turf field for the afternoon. Go have fun.
Yeah.
So, but it ended up, it was fun. It was a chance for us to get out there and really work on stuff that, was the intro or things that were just unique for the drum line.
And I think it even helped us, feel superior. Like we are the drum line. We need to do what we need to do. We bonded really well, and I think that was
Yeah.
although it was tough being out there, it really helped us, you know.
It helped us learn to play together better, but I think it also helped, if you can survive the 12 to 3 session outside of Cars Hill with, on the turf field carrying the drums for 3 hours, you're going to be able to march half an hour down to the stadium.
The best part, you got a wicked harness tan.
Oh gosh.
You got that, you got this nice big harness
Yeah.
right here. Take your shirt off.
I
Remember what you did that
didn't
summer?
but, yeah. Actually, I don't know if it was at band camp or if it was during the season, but the IRC loved us. We played Livin' La Vida Loca.
That was your first year.
That was my first year, and we played Livin' La Vida Loca so many times. We played the opening, 8 measures, over and over and over. It was Reese like, look, we're just going to get 4 counts in between, and then just keep looping it, just keep looping it. We did it so many times. We got a Facebook group out of that. Don't play Livin' La Vida Loca anymore by the IRC. That was exciting. I don't know who hated it more, though, us or people listening. Just want to hear the same thing over and over and over.
Journey.
Yep. I think we even made it into the Cav Daily after that. They made a reference to, that was the season when everyone was, I believe it was Hopeful Optimism. What was it? It was like everyone was very excited. It was kind of, that was the year when we started winning and no one wanted to talk about the fact that we were winning.
It was the year that we had, was it the Chris Long year maybe? Was it my second year?
It was the year where the song was relevant, and Cav Daily posted afterwards, just like the band said, don't stop believing quite yet, might gonna do something here. That was fantastic. It was very, it's a very fun song. It was one of those shows that, yes, the music was harder, yes, the drill was harder, but they were fun songs, so everyone's gonna work harder to learn them. And we also did
the Green Hornets.
That one.
I think was that a drum show too?
I don't remember, but it was...
I just remember having to play 192 16th notes. 16 notes at 192 or something nuts.
It was...
And trying to march diagonal.
Green Hornet and Misunderstood. And again, I think one of the reasons that those were really fun was because they were complicated. The drill was almost impossible. But so everyone worked harder. It was like, okay, we'll show up early, we'll work harder, we'll get it done. And it showed. I thought that those were some great songs that we could play.
My most underrated halftime performance was Gangsta Jazz from my first year.
Gangsta Jazz.
I actually really liked the snare part for that a lot. It was fun. It was goofy.
I didn't learn the quad part for that. It was very complicated.
The truth. Yeah, it was complicated. I enjoyed it. I thought it was underrated. I thought it was a good musical. I'm sure people in the stands were like, where is, I don't know, some popular song?
Yeah.
What is this that you're playing? But I enjoyed that. I thought that was a fun one.
It was.
Yeah, Misunderstood with Green Hornet, and then
and of course the drum solos were always a lot of fun to get to feature some of the things that we had been working on. When one year they recruited band members to, it's like, okay, who wants to lay on the ground and hold bass drums in the air and move them up and down, and who wants to play cymbals from the marching band? Anyone out there want to play cymbals? And we made a huge drum line for that one show, and that was pretty cool. So I love, when it's the drum solo game, I know all the drumline members are like, oh, it's the drum solo game, you have to make sure you come back for the drum solo game. So it's really nice to get to see some, really cool stuff, but last time I think it ended up being more of a dance-off between the two sides of the band, which was admittedly really cool. Yeah. But we miss getting to see some really cool stuff from the drum line.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes open this year.
Yeah.
And maybe last year was.
So far so good this year though, the evolution of dance.
That was fun.
Really, yeah, that was a really good show.
My favorite stick figure was the guy getting low.
That was the general consensus of all the students around us.
The students got most excited about that.
I hate to bring up another one that you weren't a part of, but the drum off with Virginia Tech my first year. We worked so hard on that. We worked weeks in advance. We were there an hour early, stay an hour late working on it. And the night before, I said, you know what, we're not quite ready. I said, okay, 6:30 tomorrow morning, be here in the cage. We're gonna start rehearsing. And we did a lot. It's one of those things. Some of the music was actually incredibly easy to play.
Notes.
half notes for the quads. We were playing it was as high and as loud as you could get. And I remember we, at one point, were spinning around in a circle, and it was when we were playing that really easy part. The student section was going bonkers. They just couldn't even keep it together.
And the tech drum line was...
They were pretty upset at this point in time, standing in a block on the field. But, okay, if I say to you it's a drum off, have you seen the movie Drumline? You know what a drum off is.
You just go up there and play cadence, come on.
You do a drum off. It's a movie. You know what it is. So, I mean, I thought it was pretty clear.